Hey, welcome everybody. In this video, we're going to go over variables, message boxes, and input boxes for AutoHotKey. And at the end of the video, I'll show you how to put it all together so you can run your very first AutoHotKey script. If you're brand new to AutoHotKey and you don't know how to start, I put together a get started video, and I'll leave a link in the description or in a link above so you can get going. All right, let's start. Here is the page for this lesson. If you're new to the channel, I always try and throw up a page like this so you can follow along, copy and paste where you need to. When I was learning, it was about a year ago, it was my first coding language. I had to do a bunch of Googling, lots of YouTube to get what I needed, and it just took a lot of time. So I thought, why not throw it up here, make it a little bit easier for people that are just starting out. And so that's what I'll try and do. The first thing that we want to look at is the input box. This is a very important function and allows us to receive user input and store that information for later use. The full function is here, and you can check it out more on AutoHotKey.com, but let's make it pretty simple. Say we just want to grab someone's name from the user and store that for later use. So right here, I'm just going to grab this, and I'm going to make this screen off to the side so I can open up a new AutoHotKey script. All right, here's my new script. What I want to do here, right now I'm going to open it with Notepad++. This is a free software you can download, and in a future episode we'll talk about why I love using this and how it can make scripting much easier for you. So we'll open it for now. So here is my new script. We are good to go. Typing in or pasting in the input box function looks like this. So we've got our input box, our name is where that answer is going to be stored, and then our title and prompt. So if we save this, File Save or Control S, and double click this, you'll see that we get an input box. This is what it looks like. It's pretty simple, pretty clear. You've got your title, you've got your prompt, and if we enter my name, Alex, the script just stored my name in this variable. So what's a variable? A variable is a way to store information. In this example, the input box function, we stored my name, Alex, in the variable name. Another way that we can use variables is simply by declaring or writing them. So here's how we write variables. Simply by saying whatever text you want to choose or write, and that becomes the variable name, and then we set it equal to whatever value that we want. So here's a few examples. Number is now equal to 24,791. Mission is now equal to Apollo 10. And then a great function that we use all the time with variables is being able to transfer the value to a new variable name. So you see here number is equal to 24,791. Down here we want to convert that into miles per hour. Now this is not a conversion, this is just transferring values. So we now say that the MPH, or miles per hour, is equal to whatever value is contained in the variable name number. So now miles per hour is now equal to 24,791. So don't get confused by the numbers. This is just simply transferring around values to different variables. So in AutoHotKey, there are two methods that we can use to write variables. We looked at this first one. It's called the legacy method, and the bottom one is called the expression method. And there's a couple key differences, and I want to point them out so you can avoid kind of some speed bumps that I originally ran into when I was learning. So in the legacy method, we only use an equal sign, and numbers and text don't require anything special. AutoHotKey automatically recognizes that those are numbers or text. But if we do want to transfer any values around, we do need to use percentage signs. So remember that. In the expression method, we use the walrus operator, so named because if you tilt your head to the side, it looks like a walrus, they say. But the walrus operator, so let's look at just the key differences. With this expression method, number is actually the same, but text is a little different. We have to enclose text in parenthesis signs. And when we want to transfer a value to a new variable, we don't need the percentage signs. So both methods kind of balance each other out. You will probably end up using both as you go along, and one way is not always better than the other, but I'm sure there's lots of different ways to accomplish the end goal. So let's look at variables here. If in our input box I put my name, we can make a new one and say channel name is equal to beeline method. Alright, so we've talked about how to receive information and store it in a variable using an input box. We've also learned about how you can use variables, just declare them yourself to put in information into your script, but now we want to display that information. So we're going to use a message box. These are very handy to display information, troubleshoot, and it can even act as a pause button for your script. So when I was learning, I used these in the most basic format, but there's tons of customization you can use, and as you go along you'll see that you might need more options, maybe more buttons like yes, no, or cancel in your script, or maybe even a timeout, and that's cool. That's good stuff. But for now, we're keeping it simple. So let's grab this and comment out these so we can just look at the message box itself. We're going to save it and then run it. There we go. We've got our message box. We've got a title and text body. So that's what it looks like. If all the options are blank, you can see here options is blank and timeout is blank, then you'll just get a box, a little box like this. So you can click OK on this one. Let's bring these back in. Delete off these. And now we want to transfer our variables and display them in the text. So let's do this. I'll say I'm name, meaning it'll transfer whatever information you put in there. And then we'll say this, welcome to my channel. It's going to be this. Alrighty, so we'll save it. Double click it to run it. We've got our input box. The script is running from top to bottom. And so we're going to put in my name. And then here you go. Welcome to beeline method, everybody. If you saw before, all I was doing to make this script run was double clicking the icon. But let's say you want this to happen just when you click a key combo or a hotkey. If you watched the last video, you'll know what I'm doing here. If not, you can definitely go back and watch it soon. So I've chosen the Alt key, which is the exclamation mark, the letter C, and the 2 colons. So now this says every time I push Alt C, it will run the script. A very important thing that we need to do after each time, after each script that we run, is to hit return. Not hit return, type return. This tells the script to stop and not process any more commands. So let's save it. And now this time when we double click, you're going to see the program icon pop up here in the bottom. That just means it's active. If you remember from last time, if we double click again, we're going to get this message box that says an older instance is running. This just means if we have any updates, we want to include them, so we'll click yes. But now, here we go. We're going to hit Alt C, and what do we get? We get our input box. So let's put in a different name. Just kidding. Same name. Hi, I'm Alex. Welcome again to Beeline Method. So with these three things, you can start making your own scripts. We coupled it from our previous lesson and we made it into a hotkey. All right, so that's three essential functions that you'll need to begin scripting this week. You've got InputBox, variables, and MsgBox. If this video provided any value to you, let me know. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We're going to be talking about lab space and room to experiment. If you have any questions, or maybe you're stuck on something, or working on some ideas or projects, let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to help out and get you unstuck and get you going. All the best. See you soon.